A prime example of modern day aviation in Europe, and an example of what is written on the outside might not be what is on the inside. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A340-300 of Eurowings. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on the top of the box we have the Eurowings branding. On the back side of the box we then have a very lovely image of the aircraft itself, and we are provided with a web link by Herpa where we can get more information. And here she is, the Airbus A340-300 from Eurowings. Or is it? Now, this aircraft originates out of the Lufthansa fleet. Lufthansa wanted to move the aircraft to Eurowings, so what did the airline do? Of course, they moved the aircraft to Brussels Airlines, which now is operating the aircraft on behalf of Eurowings. One thing that indicates this troubled past of the aircraft is actually when Herpa announced this aircraft, they announced it with a German registration code. They even made a sample model with the German registration code. When the aircraft was finally released, they had by then changed it to the Belgian registration. And that Belgian registration code can be found on the fuselage at the back of the aircraft, where we also have the European flag and the Belgian flag, and of course on the vertical stabilizer the Eurowings branding. And on top of the fuselage we can also find the sat dome, which has been given this really dark grey color, which I think looks really nice because it gives such a nice contrast to the otherwise quite white livery. At the front of the aircraft we find across the fuselage the writing of Eurowings, and underneath that a little bit of advertising for the business class on board this aircraft. Underneath the cockpit windows we then also find the Eurowings logo once more. The cockpit windows themselves aren't that detailed, but we do have the window wipers printed on. The engine nacelles have been given this greyish color, which the aircraft is still flying around with today, but Eurowings has since updated their liveries, so now all newer entries into the Eurowings fleet are flying with white engine nacelles. Here we can take a quick look from the back side, and of course if we look into the front we can also see the engine fan blades very nicely. Now we should also take a quick look at the wings of this aircraft model. Here the top side, where we can see all the different flaps, slats and spoilers carved out very nicely. And that's about it for the wings here on the top side. The underside looks also pretty decent, where we can find the full registration code of the aircraft model. The A340-300 also has winglets, and they do look quite nice with the Eurowings coloring on the inner side. Also quite nicely looking is the main landing gear here underneath the wings. Of course, the A340 famously having this extra pair of wheels underneath the wings in the center of the fuselage. I think Herpa has done a pretty decent job with that, and the front landing gear also looks quite nice. Of course we could have had a few markings here and there, but unfortunately that's something we only get on Herpa Wings Club models. On the belly of the aircraft we are supposed to have the Eurowings logo. Unfortunately that has been slightly destroyed by a totally pointless hole in the fuselage for a stand, which is not included with this aircraft model. And then last but not least we also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on this aircraft model here in the back side of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A340-300 from Eurowings. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, I think the physical details on this aircraft model are really nice. The print quality is also good. The details we have been pulled off really excellently, except of course for the war. Herpa Wings has on nice details on the belly of any aircraft, because they just continue to put these pointless holes in the fuselage for stands which are most of the time not included with the aircraft models. But yeah, it is an A340 in a modern day livery with a nice little story behind it, so I would say it's definitely an aircraft worth having in one's collection. And with that we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video then feel free to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. If you're new around here, why not hit subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. With that I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.